Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves behind closed walls on Arena to witness a match between two very highly ranked players. Spawning in the blue corner as the Italians, we have KingstoNe, and spawning in the red corner as the Dravidians, we have TheBloodless. Now, as the players explore their immediate base, try to find herdables, and go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a quick look at their civilizations. The Italians are what I call a cost-cutting civilization. Most of their bonuses are discounts, so they get cheaper university tech, cheaper gunpowder units, and it's cheaper to go up to the next age. They do in Castle get minor upgrades for foot archers and condottieri, minor armor upgrades, I should say, and they have two unique units, both of which are very cool, but both of which are very specific. So when I say specific, what I mean is the Genoese crossbow is a foot archer with a specific bonus against cavalry, and the condottieri, which is a fast-moving infantry unit, has a specific bonus against gunpowder units. Now, because our Italian players facing off against the Dravidians, I don't really expect to see Genoese crossbows, unless our Dravidian player, which, I think it's well known that the Dravidians have the weakest cavalry of any civ in the game. However, if Bloodless does decide to go the elephant route, we just might see the Genoese crossbows. So, always fun to watch the crossbows with their big shields waddling and taking down cavalry. We'll see if we get to see any in this game. The Dravidians, facing off the Italians, are a pretty well-rounded civilization overall. Not one of the strongest, but a lot of cool features, including my all-time favorite castle bonus, which I'll get into in a second. So, every time these guys go up in age, they get 200 extra wood, which is very helpful in the early stages of the game. It basically allows you to build archers in feudal if you want to go, start fighting your opponent, or it gives you a heads up on building structures to go up to the next age. Their barrack techs are cheaper, 50% cheaper, and their skirmishers and elephant archers do attack 25% faster. The math kind of works out so that essentially what that means is their skirmishers and elephant archers fire 4 arrows for every one of their opponent's 3 arrows. So they do get a better, more bang for their buck. They've got 2 very cool castle techs. The first one allows elephant units to regenerate health, which, those elephants are pretty tanky. So if you can save them for the next battle and not have to spend, huge amount of money, always fantastic. And one of my all-time favorite castle tech, Woot's Steel. Basically what that does is all of the Dravidian infantry and all of the Dravidian cavalry ignore armor. What that does is essentially turn every single infantry unit, every single cavalry unit into a Lithuanian lady. So especially in late game, where, there's a bigger emphasis on getting upgrades because you have your economy fully running. You're not, broke as a joke, trying to catch up or go up to the next stage as fast as possible. Woot's Steel can actually basically negate any money spent on upgrades. Now, the unique unit of the Dravidians is also pretty cool. It's called the Urumi Swordsman, and it's produced super fast. It moves super fast and has 2 cool features. The first one it has a charge attack, which means every, I think, 20 or so seconds, the unit gets a plus 12 attack. And on top of that, once it gets that plus 12 attack, that attack does trample damage. So essentially, the Urumi Swordsman is an infantry combo of a Custilier and a Cataphract, in that it ignores in that it has a charge attack and it does trample damage. Now, combine that with Woot's Steel, and you can see why you have such a powerful potential for the Dravidians. Now, let's take a look at the map and where the players find themselves. Generally, in Arena, you find yourself behind closed walls. You can destroy some walls, open up some avenues, paths. Very unfortunate for Bloodless. He's expanding here to the, northeast of his base, but this is not walled off. He had to wall it off manually with a couple of houses. Not as strong at this point as a stone wall. But okay, so you have to put in a little bit of extra work to make sure that this little enclave here is safe from raiding. KingstoNe, on the other hand, what a beautiful starting position. Look at this. I don't think I've seen many of these kinds of starting positions where it's essentially a diamond shape. Look at the Bloodless's base. He has to defend potentially 3 walls, or 3 locations. There's the southeast portion, or sorry, the southwest, the northwest wall, and the northeast wall. I mean, he's made sure that this is not an issue, but still, 3 potential areas of attack. KingstoNe is sitting pretty. He's got 2 avenues. There's this little tiny blip here in the corner, but a house or something, I don't think you'll be able to fit a huge amount of army into here if you're attacking. So overall, fantastic starting position for KingstoNe. I mean, tell me what you guys think, but overall, I think this is going to be a harder game for Bloodless, and I say that for a couple of reasons. First, his Elo, if you take a look at the top of your screen, is about 150 points below KingstoNe. So he's the underdog when it comes to the Elo. I like KingstoNe's starting position much better. As I said, he has to defend 2 walls potentially. Bloodless has to defend 3 potentially. So stretched thin, always a bigger problem than, defending fewer areas. And then lastly, I think based on the civs that they spawn, the Italian civ it counters most of what the Dravidian player can produce. I mean, there's a couple of exceptions. If he goes elephants and woots steel, or if this game turns into a late game trash war, the Dravidians hands down will overwhelm the Italians. But let's see if it even gets to that stage. Generally, Arena is fun because there's no 3 militiamen going out on the map. Feudal pressure is usually tower based. And then both players just usually try to get to castle as soon as possible. I've been talking nonstop for 12 minutes. Both players are finally up to feudal. Let's see. The Bloodless has the amount of resources, 800 food, 200 gold, to go up to castle. So does KingstoNe, 10 gold shy. Both getting economic upgrades and both happy to just sit, build, and go up to castle, which is fantastic. Castle is where the fun starts, and we'll see what these 2 players can bring to the table when it comes to fun and excitement. Let's take a look at their scouting. KingstoNe has seen his half of the map. Now he's exploring Bloodstone's location. Bloodstone, on the other hand, has seen part of his side of the map. Big empty space here, big question mark, but he doesn't care at this point too much. He wants to explore the outer perimeter of KingstoNe's base. Oh, sees a villager. Is he going to get it? He's carrying a lot of meat. And he takes him down. Oh, immediately walls off. This villager does not want to meet the same fate as the meat-carrying villager from the past. He's learned from his mistake. And let's see. Minor skirmish here. Oh. Okay, takes out the villager. At this stage of the game, these scout cavalry are basically weak as shit. They're not going to get anything done. Maybe a villager kill or 2, as just happened, but shoot him away. And here he comes with 3 spearmen. Is he expecting a cavalry? Yeah, he's expecting cavalry out of the Dravidian player. This is not a battle you want to take as the red player here. Immediately loses his, his scouts. They're just so weak. They're so freaking weak at this stage of the game. What does he have behind this? Both players going up to castle. Bloodless literally 18 seconds behind, so no big deal. KingstoNe has demolished the backside of his base. Unfortunately, Bloodless does not have the same luxury. His base is much more constrained. Gathering resources, both players sitting on roughly the same villager count, 28 to 27. Bloodless is going to be a couple of villagers ahead in a few seconds. These spearmen are still chasing the Dravidian spearmen. I don't know if he cares too much. He gets to explore the map, and he gets to put a little bit of pressure on the Bloodless. So overall, a fun little auto move to do. Bloodless exploring the map. Look at that. So if you take a look at the center, bottom center of your screen, you'll see he's basically explored the entire map at this stage. Let's see what KingstoNe sees. KingstoNe has not explored Bloodless's side of the map. So vision advantage going to Bloodless. That's why his score, I think, is a little bit ahead. I don't know if this is really a fight you want to take, but that spearman was weak to begin with. gets taken down. These two hanging out behind a tree line. 2 town centers going down for our Italian player, 1 for our Dravidian player next to this gold. And let's see, for now, both players happy to just sit back, build up their economies, both sitting on very minimal army supplies, 0 military upgrades for both players. KingstoNe is ahead on the wood upgrades. Dravidian player Bloodless is ahead on the farming upgrades. So overall, a fairly equal game, as you can tell by the scores. Oh, circling each other. He does not want to get caught by this scout. Although that being said, he's got 4 spearmen here. There's an overkill in the defense department. Okay. Relic going to KingstoNe. And now he's out on the map, the Bloodless, looking for his own relics. So let's see who collects what. I recently posted a video called The Cursed Relic. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's hilarious. There's the 5th relic. An entire army dies one by one by one by one trying to collect this relic. Scout getting healed. 3rd town center going down for the Bloodless, so he's going to catch up in economy very soon. That being said, he is sitting on the exact same villager count, in fact, 1 ahead. So both players building their villager counts, army building very slowly. So I think they're happy to just get a sense of what the other player is doing. I don't think anyone here is looking to put any kind of immediate pressure on the other player. At least that's my take from how these two are playing at the moment. This is bad. Loses a scout for nothing. He's going to lead them straight into the spearmen. Oh, fantastic by Bloodless. Catches the little trap that's being set for him, says, "Nuh-uh, not today," and backs away. Oh, he's got to be careful with these 2 monks. Man, they're just so bad at converting scouts. But will he get a spearman? Gets 1 spearman. Okay, so now we can take this fight. I mean, he could have taken it before. 4 would have basically left him with almost nothing. But now that it's 3, he manages to get rid of all of the spearmen. Takes minimal damage. 4th town center going down for our blue Italian. And for now, he's happy to just spam 1 spearman at a time. I don't know the point of this. I think maybe just to... Is it to give the appearance? Is it just a bad... Was it just an error? A mistake of spawning the unit to go that way? Who knows? Who cares? That spearman is dead. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god, he manages to get a scout cavalry. Fantastic. Oh, where are you guys? Where are you going? So we have a couple of villagers out on the map for the Bloodless. A 3rd one making her way up. What is she going to do? Let's follow her journey. What do we got here? A siege workshop. Okay, so he's looking to put on some, I was going to say early pressure, but 22 minutes into the game, I'm not sure that really counts as early pressure. Housing, make sure you don't get supply blocked. Always very important. Let's see the relic counts. 2 for our red Dravidian. 1 for our blue Italian, 2 relics in the north of the map, still up for grabs. So anyone can go, anyone can get them. They both have monks out. Bloodless is starting to build infrastructure here in the center of the map, but I mean, immediately spotted here by KingstoNe. So great spotting. I mean, these spearmen are cheap. They don't cost 80 food like a scout or like cavalry, so they are fairly cheap. You can use them to scout. Oh, armored elephants coming out. So yeah, so our Dravidian player is going elephants. Let's see if this pushes our Italian player to go Genoese crossbow, which, like I said, are always fun when they waddle with their big shields. Always fun to see. As a history nerd, a history buff, whatever you want to call it. Always, that's one of the reasons I love this game. Look how cool it looks. And yeah, for now, KingstoNe is not making any kind of moves to go out onto the map. In fact, he's reinforcing his base with a secondary wall of houses. How well they'll do against these chunky boys has yet to be determined. We'll take a look. Monastery coming under attack. We might want to build another one, move the relic. Oh, this relic has disappeared, which tells me... Did the Bloodless get it? Who got that relic? We'll take a look in a second. Action happening at the front of KingstoNe's base. 2 elephants, but they are now under mangonel fire. We'll see if they can get anything done before they're taken out. I love their armor. Fantastic. Big shout out to the designers of the game. The definitive edition is fantastic. It's gorgeous. Very aesthetically pleasing. And Kingstone's mangonel does go down. So the elephants are welcome to come back. Oh yeah, I don't know what you think you're doing. Very cute. Very cute that this light cavalry thinks that he can do better than this elephant. Or is he the bait? Is this the live bait to draw out the mangonel fire so that the Bloodless can then attack the mangonel of Kingstone? Either way, we'll never know because the mangonel of Kingstone died almost immediately. He is building another one. And we'll see that will spawn almost into the line of fire. Relic gets pushed out of the monastery as it goes down. Okay, for now he's garrisoning the mangonel. Smart. Okay, I was going to say smart move. But he immediately pushes it out. Immediately he'll lose it. Does not get anything done. Gets a bunch of damage on Bloodless's mangonel. But that mangonel is still there. A damaged mangonel still shoots at full attack damage. Okay, I mean, a mining camp could be nice. You don't have to walk so far to gather your gold. I'm not sure what to think about this. Let me know what you guys think. He should be reinforcing this center position, otherwise it's going to get overrun fairly quickly. That being said, I say overrun, but Kingstone has 0 military. The reason being, he's going up to Imperial. Fantastic. So he's working on his economic bonuses or advantages. He's saying, you know what? You are destroying the front part of my base, but I don't really care. What are you destroying? A bunch of houses, a monastery that had 1 relic in it. I'm going to build a castle to the north. And this is what I was talking about. I mean, when your base is basically 2 avenues of defense or attack, it's so much easier to defend than a base like the Bloodless's, where it's... Look at this huge area of attack. Your entire screen, whether you're on your phone, a computer, doesn't matter. This entire screen is an area of attack. Look how constrained this area is, how much easier it is to defend. So, Kingstone did luck out. He's repairing the mangonel. Oh, that is very lucky. Very lucky. One-on-one here. Mangonel's going down. Now this one's damaged. This one's going to get repaired back to full health. And there we go. The Waddly Genoese crossbows with their big shields. Always fun to watch. Oh, they're being converted. Monk snipes. Let's see. Oh, decides to suicide them instead. Okay. So we had a mangonel war of attrition here. Every mangonel is dead. Kingstone is producing another one. Bloodless is producing 2 more armored elephants. But his attack is completely stalled. Wow. Fantastic defense here by Kingstone. He's getting the chemistry upgrades. He's getting Bracer. So he's saying, you know what? I'm going to go... I don't know what Isaac was talking about. What the hell he was saying in the beginning of the game about how we're not likely to see Genoese crossbow. I'm going to make a bunch of them, and I'm going to put a big old castle right on your side of the map. Now, Bloodless sees this. He sees the villagers, or he should see the villagers moving. Let's see if these Genoese crossbow, by virtue of attacking this villager, push him into the sight of... Oh, I was going to say push him into the sight line of to see the castle, but just barely missed it. So he has no clue what's going on. He knows something is being built here. I would love it if he scouted this. In any event, in about 5 seconds, this house is going to come under attack, and he's going to see that it is a castle. Let's see. And there we go. So now he knows there's a castle right on his doorstep. Outpost going down. Very smart here for blue. Adds a couple of extra tiles of vision. And here come the Genoese crossbows. Let's see if they can get rid of this elephant before it gets rid of their the mangonel. What's the speed of movement here? 0.6 versus 0.6. So there we go. I was going to say, if he could put a meat shield in front of this elephant, that mangonel should survive. Look how cool that elephant looks. Anyway, I'm going to stop fanboying out on the game. I'm going to start commenting, as is my job. First elephant goes down. Genoese crossbow take a mangonel shot to the face, but it is just a mangonel, so it does take 2 shots to kill these guys. More siege elephants going to the front here, attacking this castle. Bombard cannon out. Both players in Imperial, both players researching similar tech upgrades. KingstoNe going archer upgrades. Bloodless going, I think, cavalry upgrades. Are we going to see elephants? For now, building skirmishers. So smart move here. He needs something to deal with these mangonels. And he needs something to deal with this Treb. Aside from that, I like the move to skirmishers. I mean, attack something here. But the problem for him is that these elephants are just so slow. 0.6, but they're slow. But what does KingstoNe have to actually get rid of them? Villagers. Never want to be in that position where you're attacking siege units with villagers. Let's see if the Treb does go down or not. Does get it. Even if he didn't get it, that mangonel shot would have self-killed the Treb. Action to the south here. So, our Dravidian player said, you know what? You've decided to take the north of the map with your structures. What do we have here? 4 stables and a barracks. I'm going to expand to the south. 7 archery ranges. So, are we going to see just skirmishers? Are we going to see elephant archers? Both players going up to a crazy healthy villager count. I think KingstoNe might be overdoing it with 160 villagers. But if our Dravidian player just produces trash units, that could be enough. But let's see here. Husbandry finishing. Cavalry upgrades finishing. So these cavalry light cavs are going to have good armor against, good pierce armor against these skirmishers. But he needs the numbers. I mean, 2 against 11, you're not going to win this, especially with the castle backing the skirms. Yeah, you got to be careful. Sour. Okay, we have a little peaceful joint mining venture. This is like the Casablanca of World War II, where Axis and allies alike can come and relax, put the war on hold for a minute. That being said, KingstoNe says, you know what? I don't want peace, I want war. Builds a castle right next to it. Builds another castle in the front here. And here we go, elephant archers. Oh, I love to see them. So tanky, 230 HP. Treb goes down, even with 6 villagers repairing it. But let's see, elephant archer versus Genovese crossbow. Oh my god, 4 Trebs knocking on Bloodless's front door. That being said, he's got how many bombard cannons is he up to now? Oh man, I can't click. Can't click today, guys. He had 2. This one should survive with the repair. I mean, look at the middle of the map. Look at the middle of the map here. Tell me blue is not just steamrolling here. We've got 191 population to 116. How the hell did Bloodless let this happen? KingstoNe has just went uncontested. Bloodless was busy putting down structures when KingstoNe already had the structures and was going up to units. That being said, these are pretty tanky elephant units. They attack fairly weak, but they do take a beating. But he's producing 4 elephant archers at a time when his opponent is producing 10 to 20 of his own military units. So, bad engage here by Bloodless. Why are you inside the kill zone of the castle? He's got to come up with an answer to these light calves. I mean, brilliant decision by our Italian player to go into light cav once he saw the skirmishers. Is he going to go down this bombard cannon? Yes, he does. 2 elephants die at the exact same time, fall over onto their riders, crush them to death. Ugh, it's a bloodbath. He's attack grounding near the elephants for some reason. Yeah, Bloodless has to be careful here. He's losing way too many units. He's sitting at 5 military against 31. Is it too early to call GG? I mean, what can he do here? He's up to 127 villagers, going up to almost 130. More infrastructure being plopped down. Archery ranges. I hope these are not for elephant archers. Because what he needs to do now is spam skirmishers. And he needs to get something a bit beefier to take care. Now they're hussars. Ugh. Things go from bad to worse here for Bloodless. KingstoNe is just steamrolling all over him, even though he's only got 40 army supply. I mean, if KingstoNe, who's sitting on 154 villagers, if he just deletes 30 of these villagers and builds 30 hussars, it would be GG in 5 seconds. That being said, does he even need to? Oh wow, look how long it takes to kill one elephant archer. They have good pierce armor too, 6. Yeah, Bloodless is in trouble. He's sitting at an 1/8 of the army supply, now a 1/10 of the army supply. His southern expansion base here has been completely destroyed. And yeah, I mean, look, your elephant spawns immediately into a castle zone because what can you do? Everywhere on the map is a castle zone. Look how many castles KingstoNe made. Holy. 6 castles to the 0 of our Dravidian player. Why did Bloodless not make a single castle? I don't know. He could have, he did not mine this stone at all. Let's see, this one barely mined, barely mined. So he mined like 400 or 500 stone and then just stopped. He did have the relics, all 5 it seems like, which is fantastic. I guess he, I missed it that he stole the relic when he was attacking here. But overall, I mean, look at the mini-map at the bottom center of your screen. I'm going to zoom out. Again, always apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but look at this. Just an entire blue map. Wow. Fantastic play here by KingstoNe. I mean, I don't want to say I predicted it. I suspected it would happen just, again, based on the base, based on the Elo, based on the civs. I think Bloodless made a mistake going into elephant archers. He should have continued spamming skirmishers, but he should have mixed it up with some kind of melee unit that could have taken out, you know, a bit of a meat shield, a force to take out these trebs, to take out the siege. He did not. KingstoNe went, you know, foot on the gas pedal with these hussars. Oh, wow, going up to elite Genoese crossbow. And just is ransacking his base. I mean, this is just, it's a massacre, a Dravidian massacre. Fantastic play by both players. I really like the early pressure from Bloodless, but I wish he would have, when he had his base here, his expansion or proxy, his forward base, whatever you want to call it, I wish he would have fortified it with a castle or additional tech structures or production structures, because it was essentially 3 or 4 buildings, which half of them were houses, very easy to overrun, very quick to get destroyed. And then once you do that, you've given up your position out on the map. You had some structures in the south, but the center and the north were all in the hands of your opponent. So he gave up map control. He gave up military control. I'm not sure why he didn't look at his resources. He's got 1,100 wood, almost 800 food. I mean, he could have produced a whole bunch of skirmishers and with, I don't know, some kind of meat shield. I mean, Dravidians don't have the best cavalry. Like I said, they have, I think, the worst cavalry in the game. But something to go between your, you know, your kill squads and the hussars. In any event, I think he didn't get lucky with spawning position, did not get lucky with Civ, and it was an uphill battle. That being said, he defended quite well. I liked the early aggression, as I said, but KingstoNe just, wow. When he got to late castle, early Imperial, he just exploded onto the map. 154 villagers, I think a little bit of overkill, but nevertheless, he's the one he's the one who won. 9 stables in this immediate vicinity alone. So good game by both players. If you like what you saw, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, enable notifications, all that good stuff, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.